Kia ora, thank you, Melissa. Ngā mihi nui kia koutou. What a fantastic opportunity to get together to talk about our industry's future. To think about the people who make up this industry, the people we're creating the infrastructure for, and for the future generations who are going to benefit from our work. In January 2020, the World Economic Forum for the very first time stated that our biggest perceived global risk is not economic, nor is it financial, it's environmental. With the year of floods, droughts, fires, and a teenage climate activist being chosen as Times Person of the Year, it's little wonder that environmental issues dominate our worries for the future. What's interesting is, as well as the obvious physical impacts of failing to respond to climate change, the forum also highlighted social cohesion and the potential for social disruption as one of the key risk factors. New Zealand is growing, and we're probably on the lucky side of the ledger when it comes to things like climate change, which will mean that we will continue to see growth and probably at rates that we've never seen before. We're attracting investment, we're attracting business, people, and new cultures to our shores. This presents us with a massively exciting opportunity to design infrastructure which will leave a legacy for everyone who experiences this country now and well into the future. And it also poses challenges for that infrastructure to respond to the opportunities of the future communities that they bring. We need to think about how we're going to incorporate those new cultures and new technology and new ways of living in a day-to-day. If we want to create safe, resilient communities with people at their heart, then we're going to have to make decisions in new ways, which respond to the changing communities and, as best we can, embrace the philosophy of kaitiaki. As infrastructure providers, we are the guardians of the physical environment that our future generations will inherit. So we're in a time of incredible change. If we wait for the future we want, we will never see it. And we know that technology is a key tool to building that future. At the speed of technology change, urban growth, and our need to respond to sustainability, we need to shape a very different world over the next 20 to 30 years. Our challenges are who best placed to help us shape that future world. And it's a challenge as we at Beca are very well aware of as we step into our second century. It's not our past successes, but the opportunity for innovation, creativity, and seeing things that we have never seen before, which will ensure our success for the future. We know that the footsteps of our past is that the challenges create great opportunities to innovate, to create, and to evolve. So societal change is happening already, and it's happening in your very homes. Many of you will have children or young people in your lives you will be all too familiar around the change in attitudes and approaches that they have to these issues. Simply, the expectations of the next generation are very different to those we had for ourselves. And what this means is that what or how we've done things in the past is unlikely to be the right way of doing these for the future. We're going to have to challenge what we think we know and look at new ways of solving problems. And that might sit uncomfortably for many of us. People are emotional and social beings. We're complex, we're inconsistent at times, and we expect so much more from our infrastructure than singular functionality. In order to create successful communities over the next few decades, we're going to need to create infrastructure that enables people to be effective in their lives, supporting social, cultural, environmental, and aesthetic demands. We need to bring these different perspectives together at a very early stage. It's going to be very real collaboration. It's not just consultation. So as well as the what we need to do, which we're thinking about today, we also have to confront the how are we going to do this. And for those in the industry, I think this is one of possibly the biggest challenges and therefore opportunities of our lifetime in this industry. So from my perspective, I'd like to make 3 points. One is we need to attract the talent to our industry by building, designing and communicating those projects which will enhance our communities. People want to work on projects that have meaning, that have purpose, and where they feel their efforts can make a real difference and add value. And we as an industry, need to get much better at communicating how we can work positively to impact people's lives. And then, of course, we need to create the industry where those people can actually make that impact. We need to be bold, and we need to clearly show the breadth of benefits of well-considered infrastructure. Let's make this industry desirable and relevant to the future workforce. Secondly, we need to reflect the communities we're designing for. So to get it right and address the challenges that will face us in the future, we need to know that includes sustainability, includes digital disruption, urban population growth, climate change, resilience. The list does go on, but then there's the challenges that we haven't yet discovered. We're going to need to tackle problems in new and innovative ways, and to do that we need different perspectives. We need to consciously think about inclusion of difference, the people who will see things differently and want things differently. We need to consistently be asking whose voice is not in the room, and what can we do to invite them to be heard. Third point, finally, we need to collaborate like we've never collaborated before. To channel the right talent into a problem, we need to work together as an industry, and we need to bring different thinking and processes so that we can find new ways to explore problems, to identify and to test out solutions together and work differently towards those common goals. We have a responsibility to get this right for future generations and to leave an enduring legacy for our communities. To achieve success, in my view, we must put people, all people, at the heart of everything we do, and we need to really start that now. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa.